future go to school.
What do you think of what's going on right now, mate?
These evil little invisible parasites.
Satan-worshipping Freemason moron.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
We're not run by factions.
Get the fuck out of camera!
There are much more powerful international forces in play.
Is this pink eye? Is this what pink eye is? I don't fucking know what's happening.
Please go outside and look at the moon quickly.
It's been crazy, guys, but guess what? It's how it is, mate.
Mate, because I want to do you slowly.
But I ain't spending any time on it.
Welcome to the Conditional Release Program, a podcast that delves into the netherworld of cults, crims and con artists. I'm Jack the Insider, otherwise known as Peter Hoisted for tax purposes.
And I'm Joe Hill, and this week we are keeping it simple and stupid. We have hysteria over the AusAlert system, and Monica is selling the solution. Yay! Problem solved.
It probably isn't, you know. And this week also saw wild canine scenes within One Nation as the media's eye turns on close friend of the podcast, Senator Teeny Weeny Malcolm Roberts. And his claims to him being a cooker was just the research got messed up.
Bad research. That sounds like my teenage years, but I wasn't a senator back then. But speaking of senators, we have Ralphie Babbitt giving us all a history lesson based on his deep knowledge of ancient history that he learned from half watching Ben-Hur. He was actually scrolling on his phone and watching AI racist-generated Twitter videos that, you know.
Yeah, when Babs thinks of God, he just goes straight to Charlton Heston, don't you?
Well, I mean, so do I. You take my guns out of my cold, dead hands.
It won't be Morgan Freeman.
No.
Not for Zipster.
Not for Zippy, no. God was white.
But before we get started, listeners, you're going to need a beer, and the best damn beer is CB IPA. So Joel says.
That is absolutely right. Thank you. Thank you very much. I am drinking one right now, and oh my God, it is such a pleasure to be cracking these without the curse of RSV running through my chest. It tastes a lot better when you're not sick. Look, I'm going to enjoy a few of these during the record, and look, I'm probably going to get a bit fucked by the end of it, but you should enjoy them while listening as well. You know, let's not make this a one-sided thing. Don't be weird and parasocial. Or maybe if you're in the car, maybe not, or at work. Well, actually, depending on where you work, I suppose some workplaces quite encourage this.
Stuck in at work.
If you're at Picture Magazine, I hear they are quite tolerant of the drinking culture there, if Picture Magazine still exists. But look, buy the fucking beer. No. But just buy the beer and put CRP10 at the checkout to get 10% off, or don't and just pay full price. I mean, like, whatever. I'm not Albo or your real dad. I'm not going to tell you what to do. It's not my job.
You'll sort it out, folks. You'll sort it out.
Just figure it out. Just go to the website. It's fine.
I am both Elbow and your dad. That is job to job. But and it's about time you got a haircut and a real job. Oh, looks like you've already done the haircut job.
That doesn't grow, so it's fine.
But for now, it's time for the Conditional Release Program news.
So cookers have a new thing to be terrified about, and it's the new AusAlert emergency broadcast system. Fuck! It's beeping! Stop! It's being rolled out for actual emergency service use in October 2026, but being tested on Monday, July 27th. So hopefully nothing bad happens in August or September, or we're fucked. We're just sitting ducks here, unwitting. Knowing, what do you mean there's a nuclear explosion? I didn't see anything. My phone has been idle this whole time.
And I've caught the train directly into the blast zone.
But what, my phone says nothing. And I won't believe my lying eyes. So the AusAlert website describes the system as this.
AusAlert is a new national warning system that uses the latest technology to send emergency text messages, to compatible mobile devices. It's a fast and reliable way to help people be informed and be better prepared during local and national emergencies.
Yeah, it's not really like the latest technology though. Like it's not necessarily a text message, but it's not a text message. It does work in a different way, but I wouldn't exactly call this fucking cutting edge. Other countries have been doing this for years. Japan does it. US does it in various ways. Europe's got a whole thing, of course, something like that. So like, ooh, cutting edge.
Yeah, I did notice during the bushfires in California last year, they didn't have much of a setup in terms of texting residents in affected areas.
I'm surprised at it.
But Australia's been doing that around bushfires anyway for some period of time. You know, you get your messages. I know that from living in bushfire zones myself. You get your
the thing with
messages.
AusAlert, right? Like, so this was actually in response to a Royal Commission into National Disaster Arrangements, which I didn't tune into or notice in 2020, which was in response to the
Bushies in 2019, bushfires in southeastern Australia, I presume.
Which was in response to the Black Summer bushfires of 2019-2020, which claimed 33 lives directly.
What did I say?
And over 400 deaths include linked to smoke inhalation. So, you know, a bit of death there. So, yeah, so basically this is one of those things that they've gone, okay, this seems like a good idea and we're going to do it and we're going to spend a bit of money on it and that's fine. Probably cost a fraction of what the Royal Commission costs to just say, maybe you should do this, but that's okay. But look, I'm surprised with the California thing because you have these things with the Amber Alerts. I get police messages constantly, people going missing in my area, and they're saying, you know, oh, look out for a guy with this description, and no one gives a shit. But if it said there was I
see that stuff on social media. You get alerts directly.
Yeah, from it's like 0444444444. There's lots of fours involved. And and yeah, and basically it's usually like, some missing people, but they have the Amber Alerts in the US, and it's a sort of novelty thing. You know, when you go overseas, it's always those little different things, and you get an alert of some missing kid, and you sort of feel bad because you're like, oh, that's really sad, but oh, what? That's really weird. My phone went off. So there's a novelty to it, but
it woke me.
I don't want to find novelty in missing children. It seems kind of dark, but it's just an interesting thing. But yeah, but the thing with the AusAlert is that it is it's very good at targeting. So if you're in a situation where you don't want to blanket an area with text messages that are relevant to them, because people will get like what they call emergency notification sort of fatigue, and they go, oh, what, whatever, like that's not relevant to me. Whereas this is like, mate, you're right next to the fucking nuke, bro. You're right next to it. Okay, we know that. We know because we can see you. All right, so just walk away from the nuke, please.
So the plan is that AusAlerts will be sent to mobile phones and other devices. What other devices? What are we talking? Tablets? What are we talking about? And other devices, conch shells. What are we talking about here in terms of other devices?
I actually don't know. I'm guessing tablets.
About emergencies and disasters such as security threats, public health emergencies, biosecurity incidents, natural disasters like bushfires, floods, cyclones, and tsunamis. AusAlert messages should only be received by people near the area affected by the emergency. Oh, how do they know, cookers? How do they know?
Yeah, you're being triangulated. And the crazy thing is, without the AusAlert, they'd have no idea where you are because you don't have an active GPS in your pocket, which is connected to several apps with no real accountability. God forbid. Anyway, so look, alerts will be categorized into priority alerts and critical alerts. They are two different categories. Now, the AusAlert website has an actual page dedicated to turning off alerts with instructions on how to turn off priority alerts in your phone settings, but not critical alerts. Mm-hmm. There's no opt-out for that. For critical alerts to be disabled, they suggest you turn the phone off or put it into airplane mode.
And turn it on again.
It is quite weird to be like, I don't want to be informed of something that might be about to kill me in any given moment. Like, I'm in the theater.
I choose to remain.
I will be judged by others if I don't want to call fire. The thing is, like, everyone's going to be dinging anyway, so it doesn't matter. Like, who gives a shit? But, and there are other problems. We'll talk about them in a sec. There's a whole bunch of attention seekers online posting content telling people how to turn off the alerts, making it like they're the fucking genius who knows all the answers.
Yeah, like they're the gatekeepers to the system.
And some of them are even showing the official website instructions. Like, they're so fucking lazy. But they neglect to mention that you can't disable critical alerts. So they make it sound like doing this turns off the whole thing because they want to seem like the smartest person in the fucking room. Yeah. So like a few cookers are going to be basically going, oh, yeah, but I listened to, Awake 376 telling me how to turn it off, and then on the 27th, then nanoparticles are going to get triggered and they're going to freak the fuck out. What's that siren?
I know. Yeah, it's gonna.
But realistically, they're all going to have their phones turned off and thrown into Hessian sacks made of fucking copper or something. But people are being told to remove their SIM cards as well, which actually doesn't make a difference because this system works without SIM cards. The SIM card isn't a part of it. So like the only thing that actually kills it is basically airplane mode, or a Faraday bag, or a microwave, or simply turning the fucking phone off. That's
I've just got visions of cookers just pulling their SIM cards out, wrapping it in silver foil and sticking it in the freezer.
yeah.
And doing that, not because of this, doing that as a sort of, that's what you do. Hi, honey, I'm home.
Yeah.
And SIM card out, silver foil, freezer.
And they'll stop tracking us.
And that's the way it goes. I think that's pretty much it. But there is a
Not how it
famous
works.
example of an emergency broadcast being sent out. This was on January the 13th, 2018. The Hawaii Emergency Management Agency accidentally sent a real-time emergency alert indicating a ballistic missile threat, prompting 38 minutes of widespread panic until officials issued a correction saying, oh, no, we were just mucking around. The Iranian, just Ted in the office, he was having a bit of fun. The Iranian's message read, ballistic missile threat inbound to Hawaii. Seek immediate shelter. This is not a drill.
How good's that last bit?
It triggered during a shift change when an employee pushed the wrong button. He's not an. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he's not an employee anymore.
Yeah, well, Hawaii's a very blue state, so chances are some bloody communist workers' rights nonsense got in the way of him getting fired.
Yeah, I'm with you. So he's been counselled to within an inch of his life.
Probably promoted to a management role. Fucking useless.
Hopefully we will not be seeing a repeat of that. AusAlert. Can you imagine? We've got incoming nukes.
I just love that this is not a drill. It's like that last bit is great because you think, maybe this is no, it's explicitly told me this is not bullshit. That's
not going to happen. Not going to happen. I mean, look, you're going to think, it's the Russians, the Chinese launching a nuke. Why would they go? Why would they aim it at Caloundra? It's just, why? What strategic value would it be to get hold of Petersham?
Yes. Petersham, a fine suburb.
And of course, there is the eternal defence to nuclear weapons going off in Australia, and that is, they've been banned by local councils.
Yes.
For a long time.
Problem solved. I've seen the signs.
You don't want to get in trouble
zone.
with the Collingwood City Council. It's not the Collingwood City Council anymore because they've all amalgamated. But
they have.
Yeah, you don't want to get in trouble with them. And they've said no nukes in this suburb at all. Thank you very much.
And they've printed up signs to tell you about it. So genuine concerns have been raised about the system. None of them involve the New World Order or vaccines or nanoparticles or anything I'm about to talk about.
You say that now, Joel.
I know. Well, we're about to find out, aren't we? Through my veins. But one of them is that victims of domestic and family violence might be hiding a phone from their abuser. And this has been a big thing recently on the news because this is really fucking concerning.
Big thing around the pandemic, of course, too.
Yeah. Like, so your phone is about to make a really loud noise, whether you like it or not. Because there's no ability to opt out of the system. So basically, if you're hiding a phone from your abusive fuckhead partner, the recommendation is to turn the phone off or put it in flight mode. This might be easier said than done for people who are hiding a phone from a vigilant, paranoid abuser who may not take their eyes off them. So
there's a problem there.
I really hope this doesn't end in a dangerous situation because that's so scary. But the general consensus around DV support groups is that this harm can be mitigated with a lot of messaging and preparation. So there's a lot of talk about it. But even so, I mean, like, that's really bad.
These things need to be promoted.
Big time.
Around this kind of, I guess, a bit of a nuance application. These things need to be properly promoted in an education program. Sure.
Yeah, it's really, really concerning. That one's a really, really bad one. Because anyway, I don't need to explain why that's bad.
Well, if we look at the criminal fraternity, Joel, with their burner phones, usually two or three, they could have the clean phone and the two or three burners just going boom off at the same time.
Yeah, it's very, very true. There might be a few raised eyebrows in the local drug dealing fraternity, but I'm sure they'll be fine. I'm not too worried about them. So look, there are other concerns with some of our more sensitive friends. This was from Freeze Nuts on Twitter.
Freeze Nuts, he sounds normal.
Yeah.
I think I'm the only motherfucker on this earth that's scared for the AusAlert testing that's happening in July. As someone who's scared of sudden loud noises and EAS alerts, LMAO, He didn't really laugh his ass off, folks. His
Probably
ass
not.
is still attached.
That is good. I'm glad Freeze Nuts still has an ass.
He goes on to say, I've been dreading it since I learned about it, so I've spent all of this year so far nervous. Freeze Nuts, you're easily frightened.
It is true. But I'm not here to judge that. And I don't know if Freeze Nuts is a lady or a man or in between.
Yeah, it could be either.
But-
I mean, look, I don't know. Why is the thing I've got to ask, Joel, is why is the first response, I'm scared?
I know. And look, this is one of the things that like the person was fielding in the comments, basically, someone got really up them saying, don't oppose something that's going to save lives. Like, I'm not opposed to it. I'm just shit scared of loud noises I'm not expecting to hear. And that's not crazy. I mean, like, we've all seen those TV shows with the Yanks, with the guy who comes back from Vietnam, and anytime there's a loud noise, he thinks he's being shot at by the Viet Cong and starts freaking
you can
out.
Understand it.
There's situations like that.
There could be people with PTSD,
people with
and
PTSD,
other things
people in a
little bit
car
alarmed by it.
who aren't expecting it, who just hear this fucking siren and think the cops are like surrounding them somehow. They finally, this is the drug dealing fraternity and the driving situation crossed over. You're driving some fucking bricks of heroin somewhere, and all of a sudden you hear a siren and you start swerving your car.
If I get a text or a call after midnight, I immediately think something horrible has happened.
Totally. I totally agree. Yeah.
And so that, that sort of level of reaction is, oh my God, what's happened now? Who's dead?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
When I ring up Warren Brown and speak to the great Daily Telegraph cartoonist, our conversations always start, who's dead? Because
we never call.
We had this habit there for a while where I rang him or he rang me. It was to sort of advise the other that someone had passed away.
Died. Yeah.
And so we now have the who's dead. And, no, it's okay. No one this time. But
it'll be something soon.
Yeah. I can see a little bit of alarm. But, guys, it's not that terrifying for your phone just to go zzz, zzz.
Well, Freeze Nuts is aware of, which is good, but those who are similar to that, who don't know this is happening, might get a little bit shocked, because not everyone's tuned in to the sort of the mainstream media where this sort of stuff is being broadcast. Like I listen to AM radio, like news radio. That's where I've heard about this. And the other place I've heard about it is the fact that people have been laughing about it on the places that I go to, saying, look at what the cookers are saying. Like, that's how I found out about this. AM radio, which no one listens to, and cooker pages that no one goes to. So that's how I found out about it. I mean, there are going to be people who have a bit of a shock, and some of those people are going to be vulnerable to these things. And I think that, like, I'm not saying we should throw the whole system in the bin. I'm just saying there are reasonable concerns.
Well, it's just, I mean, look, it's a really interesting point, this. I mean, if you do get a public education or interest campaign together to promote this and what, the benefits that it can achieve and for public safety and what have you, as well as the sort of opt-out options for people who might have some specific concerns, you've just got to do that. But then the next question is, how well do public interest campaigns work from the government these days?
Well,
part of the problem is that the government, and not just this one, but governments ad nauseum in Australian political history have used advertising to promote essentially the party
policies.
And government. Yeah. So, there is a lot of turning off straight away.
Yeah.
But it kind of does render public interest campaigns a little bit dicey. And then the next thing is who's listening and paying attention, because they're going to go, what's the government doing now? What's LBO doing now?
Yeah,
and not paying attention to the public interest campaign.
There's definitely partisan nonsense involved in this, with people who are just going to oppose it because of something to do with Albo, which is ridiculous considering the fact that this entire thing goes back to 2020. Not exactly an Albo initiative anyway, but people are incredibly stupid, and there's no point in trying to reason with them. But look, one of the reasons why I'm bringing this sort of stuff up here is because I don't want to launch into a tirade against cookers, laughing at them without fleshing out any reasonable concerns, and just do that whole thing of like, the government is correct in everything they do and there's nothing to talk about here, because there are things to talk about. But as usual with any of this sort of stuff, they're being fleshed out. It's part of the discourse, and it's not secret knowledge. Well,
it plays into this big brother, government is watching me sort of thing,
Well, yeah, of course it is. And these people are fucking idiots. But there is another concern, another valid concern, which is that these messages will also be in English, which may leave some people slightly confused.
I am speak English.
Yeah, not proficiently, apparently. So, according to Pauline Hanson, 872,000 people, or 3.1% of the country, have limited or no English proficiency. Now, she got this from census data, and this number, which she quoted at the National Press Club, includes approximately 123,000 soon to be very confused illiterate toddlers with ethnic parents. So, yeah, the numbers are a bit funky on that one.
What she did do was confuse the question put in the census of, is English or do you speak another language other than English at home?
At home, yeah.
Which is a completely different thing.
Yeah. Well, it also said whether they speak it well or proficiently, blah, blah, blah. So, like, but the issue here basically is, for example, the 123,000 toddlers, people who in non-English speaking homes tick the box of, yeah, my toddler doesn't speak English. And she included that in the number because she's a fucking idiot. But hey, look, research is for losers,
I'm not entirely
right?
sure what the value in that question is, to be honest, other than to give Hanson, a leg up. But,
there's definitely value in that because what you do with those census data things is you can target then English as a second language supports. Like, you go to like Fairfield or something and you can say, okay, we need to have more interpreters here, or we need to have more support for people who are, CALD as they call it, culturally and linguistically diverse, which is basically like saying they're bloody wogs and they don't speak fucking English.
Jesus,
but
coming over here, taking our jobs.
Yes.
They can't done English better than me.
The worst. But there will be a few pockets of people, older folks probably, possibly older folks who have experienced some form of war, which really helps, who have no idea why their phone is blaring a loud tone and says something in gibberish on the screen. That will be a bit of an issue.
Yes, in parts of Africa, getting the buzz on the phone means we've just had a coup.
Yeah,
and
someone with a machete is coming to your door.
Just stay where you are. We're on our way.
I do hope you are this ethnicity, or you're about to die. So, look, there are other concerns, and these concerns are cooker bullshit.
Here we go.
Yeah,
I knew this would come.
Now the fun part comes. So it goes without saying, never let a good paranoid delusion go to waste. So we do have grifters who are using this absolute non-event to sell expensive, marked up, snake oil bullshit to terminally online suckers. You know this is coming. So most of the opposition goes along the lines of, don't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad, Albo. Just like the intro. But there are some very funny things coming from the usual types. And this one is from a good friend of the podcast, Dave, who we miss and need to have on the show soon because he knows a lot what's going on.
He does, Dave.
He posted this in the shitposting group.
Encyclopedic knowledge.
Well, forensic,
yes.
I would say.
And Dave said, AusAlert, if you got vaccinated, you have the nanoparticles in you. This is not Dave. This is not Dave.
He's from the Cessnock community group.
The AusAlert alarm frequency will activate that nanoparticle inside you. This is bad. Be warned.
Be warned. Yes.
So what happens? I mean, look, it's just a nanoparticle. I mean, what possible harm could it do?
Well, look, I do have a theory coming down there, which is actually unlinked to that. But hey, look, it's cooker scrambled eggs. You just do whatever you want. But this is another warning. It's all over Telegram, and it says this.
AusAlert is being used to active dormant COVID vaccine to activate.
Surely. Don't bother.
Anyway, sorry. AusAlert is being used to activate dormant COVID vaccine poisons and particulates. From the chemtrails. Someone's got the thesaurus online.
Oh, the next one's a cracker. You're going to like this line.
And goes on to say, with a little flame emoji, the frequency-based AusAlert system, misspelled, on a system on the 27th July 2026 is being used by the satanic homosexual pedophile Freemasons government to harm people. Those bastards.
Mm-hmm.
It's recommend you turn your phone off and take out the SIM card too. Wrap it in foil, put it in the freezer.
That's it. That's the only thing. Actually, putting in the freezer is very helpful. Not the SIM card. That's incredible.
Do it at once. Everyone do it now.
No, don't do it now. That's going to cut off their access to the podcast. Our numbers will plummet. So I found this on Telegram, but Serene Tafar, who is not doing well, she wrote this incredibly long and boring, unfunny, sad post about this that I'm absolutely not letting anyone read on this podcast.
Serene's
just not doing well. But she linked to the post on Instagram. I just thought, okay, I'm going to go on Telegram and find the funniest fucking dumb shit I can find. And that came up and I just went, yes, bingo, satanic homo pedophiles. We're fucking doing great. So this post on Instagram has 20,000 likes, 20.1 thousand likes, 1,597 comments, and 1,018 reposts at time of writing, which was this afternoon, to be fair.
yes.
That's a lot. Like, this should be fringe content, but that's a huge, because we're talking Australia. Like, this isn't like a US thing. It's not like a Joe Rogan number. It's Australia. That's huge. And the comments aren't like, you're a fucking idiot. Ha ha, how funny is this? The comments are like terrified people who are thinking, shit, like the homosexual pedophile Freemasons government. It's going to harm me.
I better get in the freezer with my phone.
That they probably will. I mean, fucking hell. So
don't get in fridges, folks. Don't let your kids get in fridges.
No. And take the handles.
Don't get in fridges yourself,
off.
folks.
No.
It's really hard to get out.
Unless you're a keg of beer, and then be my guest. So she also pushes this theory on a video she played. And this is so weird. Like, there's a video, and the video is playing over a video of her in like some sort of like late model Hilux with one of those snorkels driving over sand. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. But okay, cool. Make it your own. The video is boring as fuck. I'm not playing it here. I'm not going to do any sort of transcription shit here. But it expands on the theory and says basically this in text over the video.
Attorney Todd Callender, global elites will use 5G signals to activate nanoparticles injected into the people via the COVID jabs to release pathogens, causing a Marburg epidemic. Millions will be murdered.
Cool. Well, that's good. I mean, yeah.
There's a certain amount of shamelessness about all of this, isn't there?
It is. And what is him being an attorney mean?
How quickly are you going to get found out about this? 27th of July, which is now 4 days away as we record this, it's going to sort of say, well, hang on, millions have not been murdered. The Marburg epidemic has not materialized.
I love this. To me, this feels like you are being my sweet summer child, naive and wonderful, because the pandemic was 5 or 6 years ago now.
I know.
And they're still wanking on about it.
They're still on about it.
They're still on about it. We're still dying.
There's no data around. I mean, there was a fabulous report released in the United States about the efficacy of the COVID vaccine, just published recently. And again, you look at this and go, sorry, what were you guys talking about there? I remember it now. The US has lagged most of the Western world in terms of life expectancy.
Yes.
It's just gone up. How would it go up, Joel, if people were being murdered with nanoparticles?
Well, because they're lying. Because they're lying to you. That's why.
Yeah.
There's always a way to make it work.
About the life expectancy. Yeah.
Yeah, they're lying. And you know who's lying? RFK Jr. because he kind of runs it. So,
Did you see him with the yak? Have you seen him with the yak?
God, I didn't see him with what yak?
He was out hiking and with Cheryl.
Okay.
This is the background that I probably missed, and they're approached by a yak.
Oh, good.
The film itself was shot in 2013.
Okay.
And he sort of gently maneuvers the yak out of the way, and it's like, mate, this is all you do now. You just make some content.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be the Secretary of Health, but you're not doing that. You got
He's
the jeans on,
filmer.
having a bit of a spa and a sauna, and knocking out a bit of animal contact content.
Bit of yak play. That's what they call it in the circles.
Yeah.
So look,
yak.
The general grift here, right, is that vaccinated people and unvaxxed people alike are going to need to resort to expensive chelation therapies to remove the vaccine nanoparticles.
It's the only way out.
Because, they're going to be activated by AusAlert. You've got to act pretty quick. And you will never guess who sells these products. Oh, what is the price? So the spike protein detox is $80. You'll need 6 bottles for a full course.
You'll need more than that.
Oh, you can't just have one. That barely chelates you. And then, if you're unvaccinated, you're still fucked.
Only half chelated.
Exactly. And that's that. You will still explode, only half explode, which will leave you mangled but still alive.
Which is actually worse.
It's actually worse. So this you can fix with Zero Light, which I guess everyone has to do anyway. $169 for a 30-day supply. This is all US dollars, by the way.
That's not bad. I mean, look. Let's look. It's well. Look at it. It's $3 a day. You know,
Yeah.
it's a cup of coffee
To not
and
explode.
a ham sandwich. If you've got a ham sandwich guy,
If it's the $3 a day for a ham sandwich, where are you getting these $3 ham sandwiches?
You've got to
Who's
have a
your
ham
guy?
sandwich guy.
I need his number. So the question, of course, with that is how long do you take it for? At least there's fucking spike protein detox guys. At least like
we'll let you know. We'll let you know when to stop.
It's indefinite.
Don't hold your breath.
Just forever. Yeah. So like the spike protein guys at least said 6 months. And that I could kind of respect the grift having like an expiry date. But these guys are like, no, bro, just do it forever. Don't worry about it. But look, here is a consolation prize, which I'm sure you're all very concerned about. $169 is the final price. Shipping is free.
Oh, so we're up around 210. Yeah, no shipping. That's pretty good.
Well, look, you can't take it with you, and you would die if you didn't take it.
I mean, even as quickly as you produce our podcast, Joel, I don't think people are going to have enough time to properly chelate.
That's the best
between
part.
now and then, you know.
All our listeners are going to die. We won't need them because we're going to die too.
Sorry, folks. We could have done this last week, and you know you'd be properly chelated by now. Yeah, I had a few things. So I had to watch the football, and there was other stuff.
Busy half writing a script on Carl. It's coming. It's coming. I promise. It's so good. So Aussie Dad on Twitter, he has a blue tick, which is good.
He does.
So he's very official and a trusted source of information. Posted this.
July 27 at 2 p.m, AusAlert will blast every phone with an unavoidable siren overriding silent mode. This test logs exactly who receives it and who doesn't. Get them on people. Anyway, and who doesn't. Non-receivers instantly flagged as persons of interest. Location tick, compliance tick. All harvested. Will you comply?
Yeah, my phone's going to go
You're
off.
a nut, Aussie Dad.
Yeah, just so pointless.
And you probably should have your Aussie children taken from.
Probably has. I would imagine there's a lot of angry gesturing to the family court on that Twitter page.
Yes, I bet there is. Yeah.
So look, we can't move past this without a classic subset tweet. I'm not going to name the user because their name was racist. Anyway,
I bet.
How good is Twitter?
No, even regard to the question that was put.
Yes.
I presume on AusAlert too. This is right, subset, yes. Who is a bit racist, replied, "No, thank you." Quite polite. I do not consent. Do not disturb. Do not force my property to sound. Activating my phone without my consent shall cause to be in effect an agreement that AusAlert shall pay me in the order of $2 million per unauthorised activation of each device I own. Yeah, you're a law-talking guy, Joel. What's the chance of our racist sausage mate picking up a lazy $2 million every time his phone goes bleh?
It's low, but it's not zero. I
Low
suppose.
to zero, I would say.
You know, so look, just send an invoice through, and see what happens.
Please pay $2 million to us, AusAlert. Net 14 days.
Yeah. Look, you know, I'm sure government departments have paid dumber invoices in their time. So that was a nice little subset thing there. I did enjoy the whole "you give me money, I'm just going to say that" thing. But also, this is the same person who said in the comments on that thread, this is quite good.
Some people choose not to be forced into picking up their phone, only for it to snap an image of their face and tie it to their device ID. Now, this was done in the US a few years ago under the guise... It
says guide. Yeah.
Under the guise of, quote, testing an alert service. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
It's all the proof we need, which isn't any.
Yeah, he just, but racist Twitter ban said so. Are you doubting him? Are you calling him a liar, Jack? Are you calling him a liar?
When was this done in the US a few years ago? That's always sort of, you know, what no specific date, no year, no month.
No, it was the United States. A few years ago. What more do you want?
That's it, yeah.
Look at this fucking academic
Biden
over
administration.
here.
Yeah.
This is why they call you a nerd behind your back, because you like things like dates and sauces. Yeah.
A few
pathetic.
years ago, it could have been 100,
Yeah.
50. Well,
Yeah. So how many score? That's what the Yanks like to say. So, look, there are lots of people glomming onto this for attention. Many people are claiming it has something to do with digital ID, which of course it doesn't. Using it to track people, it's not. Your phone is tracking you. It's just not this. It's everything else, idiots. But the problem is that those posts were long-winded and not funny. We could have spent 3 hours on this, and half the content was shit. So,
well, it's just good news. It's good news, Listeners, because Monica Smith has come forward with a solution.
oh,
And she's been selling so-called Faraday bags for a while now.
yeah, but now she's got a pitch.
A Faraday cage is essentially an enclosure lined with metal or mesh which will block electromagnetic radiation, which of course includes cellular phone signals. They are essentially tinfoil-lined bags.
That's right. That's right.
She's
Like
knocking
they said,
them out.
That's
Get
right.
hold of those folks.
like the tinfoil hats. And look, as a bit of a side note, we've covered this before, but I thought may as well do like a little bit of a refresher. Recently disgraced British Sri Lankan rapper MIA, whose parents are Tamil refugees, no less. The one who did that song about the gunshots, bang, bang, take your money, whatever.
Yeah, what a guy.
So it's abroad. But
God.
that's okay. Misgendering MIA is the least of my concerns. So she's been selling a tinfoil-lined clothing line for
Really?
a while under her brand Omni, which is OHMNI. OHM Ohm
Yeah, I
being
can
a
see what
unit
she's
of
doing there.
electrical
I can
resistance.
say I
Yeah.
like it. I
Very
like
clever,
it.
very clever. Yeah, real smart. Yeah, she's real clever. She sells an actual tinfoil hat for $100 and potency boxer shorts, which protect your junk from all the mobile signals. $50 US
Well,
dollars.
you got to have those.
Not including
And
postage.
it's not as if you can just have one pair,
No.
You
Otherwise, your
have at
potency
least
will...
5 to get you through the week, and then you'll have to do the washing on a Thursday, and
Oh, what? You wash your underwear? Weird.
you can inside, outside. You can. You should be able to get about 4 days wear out of each pair.
You're just
But,
rinsing off the potency, Jack. What's wrong with you? So
right.
one thing that I discovered when I was looking this up is that MIA is 51 years old.
That's old for a rapper.
It's old for anyone. Like, I thought she was
Well,
my
it's-
age.
Eminem turned 50 not so long back.
Oh my
which kind
God.
of made me feel incredibly old.
Oh, I'm just feeling so fucking fossilized right now. But yeah, so recently, basically, she was kicked off a tour with Kid Cudi, which is a rap guy who's probably not 51. And she's a ladder-pulling fuckhead. Imagine being the fucking child of refugees and then going around and being a Trump supporter. Who does that? You're shit as a person if you do that.
It's a little bit of... There's questions. It does raise questions.
Like, if Trump was in power back then... Anyway, you're a fucking idiot.
Her Tamil refugee parents must be in their 70s as well, so they're sort of acutely vulnerable.
I hope they don't know anything about what she's been up to
That's
politically.
right. I'm just selling bags. I'm just selling bags, Dad.
Just selling bags. And you know what? Selling bags is fine. I don't care what's in them. Just,
Well, I'm not selling the bags, and so is MIA, who a person I only just found out about from Joel.
But like, it's a bag. You put your phone in there, and it stops getting reception.
That's
what
what
it does.
a little image, a series of images showing you getting your phone out, and then eventually placing it. Go and get the bag. And then, yes, so detailed instructions included. Pop your phone in there, in the bag, and you will be relieved of all mobile reception.
Thank you,
Relieved.
Monica. It's all I ever
Relieved of
wanted.
it.
I bought this phone. Worst thing is the reception.
Your battery will rapidly deplete as your poor mobile phone screams for a signal. But it will stop you from getting a globalist suntan. What? From that pesky cellular reception.
Yeah, that's what your potency's all about, mate.
You could, of course, just put your phone into flight mode or not have a phone. But Monica can't make money from that.
You turn it off, put it
Who
in
wrote
flight
that?
mode.
Was that you?
Yeah. This is gold, Jerry.
Look, I just keep telling you, take the SIM card out, wrap it in tinfoil, then climb in the freezer with it, and you should be all right.
Yeah, you won't notice the blaring noise from your still on SIM-less phone.
Knock 3 times if you want to come out at some point, and just hope to hell someone's home.
Someone's listening. Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, it's just a Faraday bag, Monmon's Faraday bag.
Yes. So
Is
she
that a
posted this
thing?
as an ad.
Are there things called Faraday bags? So what is a Faraday bag?
So as
Or is
you
this
said
just the
earlier,
brand of it?
I guess I did put words in your mouth. So basically, a Faraday bag is a weird way of saying Faraday cage, and as you said
a
earlier,
little satchel. I would call that a satchel gel.
oh, you haven't seen these, yeah? Okay. So basically, what it is the Faraday cage is a structure like a microwave, right? Like you don't want the waves getting out; they need to stay in. So you have a Faraday cage.
Why?
Because you'll cook, and you would smell.
But
You haven't thought of the smell, you bitch.
I'll be soft on the outside unless I put myself in the oven for 3 minutes.
You would be a fucking marshmallow of torture. You'd smell like Chico rolls and cigarettes.
Melting from the inside.
And I don't want this. Then that's why we have Faraday cages, to prevent that horrible, horrible outcome.
So now I know what a Faraday bag is. I know who this rapper woman is, whose name I can't remember. And
You're learning so much today.
I am learning a lot.
This is a pivotal time in your development. So none of it's any use. So
Faraday bags on point. Don't wait for July 27th. That would be stupid.
No, it would be
To
stupid.
buy these bags, using both large and small Faraday bags, you've got to use both. You've got to get both. Gives users a simple way to stay prepared if emergency alerts or signal disruptions occur. The large bag is ideal for phones, passports, and multiple items, while the small bag is perfect for everyday essentials. Well, who cares? I mean, the small bag has got to fit your phone, surely.
Yeah, it's pretty much just phone size.
Everyday essentials?
I don't know why you need, like, what? Like, you're going to put sunscreen in it to protect the sunscreen from the fucking cellular signals? What? Like, she's an idiot. Don't look too much into it.
But buy both bags. Together,
buy all three.
She says, this is why it's important to buy both. Together, they offer flexible protection and peace of mind. See, that's what we need, peace of mind.
That's what we need, peace of mind.
In uncertain situations.
Of which there are many.
Get the bags now and enjoy free upgrade to express delivery. Oh, well, there's always the hook.
Yeah.
I'm just glad they haven't got a phone number here, Joel. I'd be on the phone to them right now. Give me both. And look, I demand a free upgrade to express delivery.
Well, I mean, time is of the essence. Let's face it, this shit's happening soon.
So another post says, this is all from Monmon's side, is it?
This is all from Monica.
Oh, dear. Another post says, purchase here ASAP and we'll send it express, all in caps, for no extra charge. So you just got to push. You push on these things, you'll get it. I'll be putting my phone in a Faraday bag for 24 hours. Started 1:30 p.m. 27th of July. Let's not quibble about the tense of verbs.
I could have skipped that one because it didn't add much, but when she put started, I knew it would piss you off.
The 27th hasn't happened yet. By the 28th, it will have happened, and that past tense will be perfect.
Oh man, just grammar rage bait. I love it. I like I say, that tweet actually isn't that necessary. I could easily have missed that, but I just saw that and went, yeah, that's going to piss you off.
Well, Google Docs doesn't like it very much either.
No, quite rightly, because it's just wrong. But she's functionally illiterate, so it's fine. So let's face it. Like, what is the chance that she's going to actually spend 24 hours offline? She might have a laptop she's posting from, fair enough, but. Like, you know, I'm really hoping that I can see one of those things where she posts on Twitter and it tells you that it was from her phone. Because I just don't think that she's going to do that. But look, she's just
it would be almost impossible for her to do that, I think. If she got a call from, let's say, a political party with a certain redhead on top saying, hey, would you like to bring your Faraday bags, the big one and the small one, for, you know, the small one for your essentials, and come and be a candidate for the upper house with me.
Yeah,
or under my party name. I mean,
maybe she could leave.
Do you reckon Monmon's going to knock that call back on the 27th of July?
She did with Clive Palmer, and she'd be a fucking senator if she didn't. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. So yeah, look, and this is the thing. Like, as we've said a million times, you could just turn your phone off. It will run out of battery in the bag because, like, I don't know if you're on like a train and you get no service, your battery just dies because your phone is just screaming for signal. Please give me a signal.
Trying to find a connection.
Yeah. This is just dumb. But she keeps going.
Order before 23rd for a free upgrade, it's all in caps, to express shipping for the price of standard shipping. She's got some sort of racket going on with Australia Post.
Oh, she's into it.
It'll get there before the 27th. You've got to get it before the 27th. We're not giving you enough time, listeners.
Very charitable to put
and
the V
I
in
think
there.
I think that's gross negligence on Joel's part.
It actually
Gross
says before
negligence on
27th, which I
Joel's
really
part.
enjoy. There's a big blue line under it.
So she goes on to say, put all your devices in here, said Faraday bags, big one and small, for all your essentials,
Yes.
at 1:30 p.m, 27th of July, to avoid the AusAlert at 2 p.m. I'm leaving mine in there for 24 hours as an excuse to have a short break from devices. Smiley face.
Maybe just don't
She's
use
happy.
your phone for 24 hours. I don't know.
She's happy. She's smiling. She's got the smiley emojis out there.
I don't think she's happy, Jack. Just
I
saying.
really don't think she's happy
I don't
at all.
think she's happy.
I don't know what's going on in that, rat's maze of a brain of hers, but she's missing out on the cheese every time.
How much of these Faraday bags proceeds? Is this not just money that's going straight to the state government in Victoria? I don't know.
Pretty much.
I mean, is that not how this works?
Maybe she should just cut out the middleman and just give them a bunch of Faraday bags.
I reckon that'll work out well. I tell you what, I'll explain this later, but that would reduce her debt by quite a margin. So look, the phone bags are $30. The
Bargain.
laptop one's $50.
Ooh, yeah.
You can get
not bad.
2 phone bags and 1 laptop bag for $100. So you're saving what, $10?
You're saving 10. You're saving 10 there. That's
Saving
brilliant.
$10 bargain.
I've never
twice the
heard of
price.
anything like this before. This
Fucking
is
amazing.
marketing. That's just not sales. That's marketing.
And unlike the Zeo Lite, postage an extra $10, not included.
So what
hey,
happened to that? What happened to that free upgrade to Express?
No, it's an upgrade. So you still have to pay for
you
standard
gotta ask for it.
postage.
Okay.
So you still got to pay your $10, but you get the upgrade to the fancy postage with the yellow post box and the tracking and whatnot. So apparently she's moving stock though. So
Well, it depends on how much you get in the first place. I think when
seems
it
to go
comes
well.
to stock taking, I used to do stock takes. Every end of every financial year, used to take a fucking lot of stock. We sold out a lot, she says, because I only ordered 3 of each. But we sold out a lot, but we have red phone Faraday bags left off. Red. They're only $30.
They go faster.
They do. They should sell faster.
They should.
But apparently they haven't. I'm putting my phone in a Faraday. You told us this already.
Yep.
I'm putting my phone in a Faraday bag at 1:30 p.m. on 27th of July. Gee, I wish I had a number. I'd be ringing her. I'd just be ringing her flat out.
Just checking it out.
At 1:30 p.m. on 27th July to avoid the, all caps folks, enforced government emergency signal at 2 p.m. that I did not subscribe to.
Did not subscribe. No.
Does she subscribe to 000? Do you reckon?
Yeah.
You reckon she's on? she's a paid up subscriber of 000. So if there's ever any trouble, she can say, "Look, I am a subscriber." And can you please send an ambulance here because I've got my head caught in a Faraday bag.
She must be fucking fuming when she's in the Sydney Harbour Tunnel and she gets a message over the radio. Well, I mean, that'd probably be the best outcome for her, really. Anyway,
I'm putting my phone in a Faraday bag, blah, 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 1:30:27 to avoid the invoice. Blah, blah, blah. And since when does the government care about our health and safety? Question mark, with all those abortions and that, Hint, she says, they don't. All in
No.
caps. They always have an ulterior motive. You must buy before tomorrow 1 p.m. if you want to arrive in time. We'll upgrade shipping to Express for free to make sure. Good on you. God
good
bless
on
you.
you. Now, look, I have to point out the irony of Monica claiming the government has an ulterior motive when she's selling tinfoil bags to idiots when they could simply turn off their phone. Or you could chuck it in the microwave. Like, that's a Faraday cage. You have one in your house. Everything is going to be fine. So look, it goes without saying you can get these for much cheaper elsewhere. This took me 10 seconds to find out. I found the exact same product,
Exact
the
same
red Faraday
product,
cage thing
More expensive? It'll be more expensive from eBay.
on eBay. $12.20.
12. Only
Free
the 12.
postage.
What are they knocking them out for? 30.
$30, $10 postage. You pay
So
Monica
what's that?
40.
She's making about 60% gross. Yeah.
300.
She is an entrepreneur.
$40 for hers posted. eBay, $12.21 posted.
Free postage, yeah.
Yeah. So, old markup Monica.
But yeah, look, she's making a neat, probably 17, 18 bucks. She might buy them wholesale. Probably not. So she's going to make good 17, 18 bucks.
I think she's tripling her
Faraday
money
bag.
on it quite easily.
And there's only red ones left. So, she's done all right.
And the moral of the story is, all the better for the Victorian state government's bottom line, because we know where it's all going.
That's
and let's
right.
face it, she's
For
never paying.
more monitoring.
She's never paying. She's never paying.
All right. Well, a plethora. Do you know what a plethora is, Joel?
A plethora.
A plethora.
It's
Every
plenty.
time I hear that word, I think, every time I see that word, I think of the Three Amigos. A
Three
plethora.
Amigos. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
A plethora of canine puns abounded on the MSM when Barnaby Joyce's interview with Sarah Ferguson on ABC 7:30 descended into a battle of wits between the One Nation emigre and an unseen, inaudible dog, with the winner not immediately clear.
No.
Dog days for Barnaby. Barnaby barks at dog. Barnaby's rough interview, etc. Ad nauseum. Anything was plausible. You get that one, Charles?
Yeah, I like that one. I like it.
Sorry, folks.
I
Look,
enjoyed
it was
that when I
supposed to be a
there.
quiet couple of weeks. Pauline was slumming it in a 5-star resort in Sicily before
Aw.
interviewing jumped up soccer hooligan Stephen Yaxley Lennon.
Criminal jumped up soccer hooligan.
Malcolm Roberts was in the basement at One Nation HQ avoiding US Air Force chemtrails.
Good.
It could have stayed that way if only Barnaby Joyce's invisible dog hadn't been inaudible.
Well, to be fair, look, I did hear the dog. Not everyone has 5.1 surround sound at home, but I heard the dog, and it was there was noise cancelling going on.
We'll get to that. We'll get to
feed.
that, Joel.
But look, it was there. So look, Barnaby and dogs again. Let's not forget, and who could forget? We have all forgotten. Johnny Depp and his soulmate Amber Heard, meant to be, never apart. They were frog leaping over Australian customs in their private jet. Honestly taking the piss, but they were making land in Australia in 2015 with their two puppies, Pistol and Boo, who looked like stunt capybaras. And
yeah, they did look a bit capybara-ish, but a bit
weird
smaller. They're
dogs.
Yorkshire Terriers, Joe.
Oh,
And they look like they've been better treated than 99% of the world's population.
they probably have.
In terms of just utterly being spoiled.
But also being called Pistol or Boo is not a nice
Boo,
thing.
Boo
in your
is,
life.
yeah.
Pistol.
You're a lapdog. You're a lapdog forever if you got a name like Boo.
Ugh, good Lord. Yeah, so look, just to clarify for those who don't know, but also to refresh some memories, because it does seem like a lifetime ago, the then Minister for Agriculture, Barnaby Joyce, made some strong remarks, very much along the lines of, nice dogs got there. It'd be a shame if they suddenly caught fire and died. And he did threaten them with death, to be fair. Like,
He did threaten.
We are-
If they didn't send them home, they were going to get disappeared. I think it's the best way to put it. 1 minute they were there, and then the next minute they're gone, and we looked everywhere, and they're gone.
He tried to sort of clarify things, and we sort of took his word for it. But fool me once, shame on you, Barnaby. But fool me.
No,
you can't fool
not
me
gonna go
again.
for it
You
twice.
can't fool me again, Barnaby. And this man has form threatening dogs. But what we're saying here is this
He
is not
does.
his first offence. All right,
He might be anti-dog,
you can't fool me
which
twice.
is you can't win elections if you're anti-dog.
Well,
you just
Christy
can't.
Nome didn't win an election, I guess, or she did win as governor. but that
Maybe
was
in regional
before, yeah.
Australia, but in the cities, dogs are basically our betters, our superiors.
Yeah, oh, mine's not, but that's not the story. I love her, but she's an idiot.
Look, if viral doesn't quite fit the reaction to Barnaby's invisible dog shouting, social media went into arterial blood mist on Tuesday after the interview on 7:30 the night before. The predictable leftist animal justice clowns directed their vehemence at Joyce, highlighting the fact that there are two Australias, one where dogs are carried around in sedan chairs, dressed adoringly in matching caps and jackets, and hand-fed slithers of filet mignon into their grinning mouths, while in the other Australia, where Barnaby lives, they don't do that.
Yeah,
They're not doing that.
real Australia. Where
I watched the
real
interview and
things
thought
happen.
the dog shouting was a bit odd. I actually watched him and yeah, that's a bit weird. But, what the thing that caught my eye was that Barnaby's, and we'll get to that, Barnaby's complexion was looking, it's always on that sort of more vivid shade of purple.
Can we stop doing the defamation dance around this and just say that Barnaby was pissed? I mean, no one in the
He was
media is
festive.
prepared
I
to
would
say
describe him as festive.
it. He was fucked. Everyone's being so coy about it, and I get why, and I understand why. But I tell you what, mate, take us to fucking court. You were drunk.
Look, not so long ago, Andrew Bolt had Barnaby Joyce phoning a friend to clarify one or two matters of One Nation immigration policy. So really, almost anything is possible.
And this is probably better, this interview.
And like I say, I may have been hamstrung from making a balanced analysis of the interview because whenever I see Barnaby Joyce on my screen, I sort of have this moment where I just sort of ponder what his trajectory as a career politician might have looked like had the member for New England been plying his trade before colour television.
Oh, yeah.
In black and white, we could only speculate about the vivid hues and dazzling tinctures found on the mandrel's backside of Barnaby's dial, even in a resting state. Even as he's on the deck lying down, he's purple.
Yeah. He wouldn't
And
actually
you've got to
look
say
quite
he's a man of our
distinguished.
times. He just wouldn't have survived as a politician in the black and white TV days.
I disagree. I think he would have looked distinguished. I think he would have looked cultured, textured.
Those veins. Stick
Now
out.
he just looks like a capillary exploding upon a capillary. It's just disgusting. So when it comes down to the general expectation here, I was expecting, or at least half expecting, a lukewarm defence of Australian dogs from a member from New England. Doing the whole
I am
thing
for dogs.
Make this a One Nation calling thing. Where does One Nation stand on the pooch?
Yeah.
Because we need to separate pooches from pooches, right? Not all pooches are created equal. Some of them are Australian, and some of them are not.
Some of them are foreigners.
Some of them are foreign.
Dogs.
And you know what?
German shepherds and what have you.
We don't need papers. We just have to look at them because you can tell by their breed. They're coming over here. They're taking good old Aussie dog jobs. I have seen German shepherds herding sheep recently, French bulldogs, Irish setters. Who
I was also going to mention those Japanese dogs, but I can't remember what they're called.
I think, oh my God.
Keto or something?
It's the Doge thing, Shiba Inu.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Yeah. The one of those dogs that people spend a lot of money on it, and whenever you see one down at the dog park, you're like, you're a dork. You're a dork who spent $7,000 on that dog. That's not a good dog. That's a meme. You bought a meme because you're a fucking idiot. But the real question is, what is One Nation's stance on dingoes?
Yeah.
Now, their propensity toward eating babies is a real blow to Malcolm's great replacement concerns. I mean, it's not good because we are trying to reproduce a country without having to rely on migration. But the party might just be left to fret about the dogs who just feel themselves turning toward Mecca when they're bum scooting along the Persian rug. Oh, I'm getting inspired. And don't get me started on the Somalians that eat them all.
Yeah. Well,
they eat them.
We'll leave the Koreans alone just for the moment too, Joel.
Good Lord.
Look, dingoes will never get the bark, Joel.
Yeah.
Because that would be the voice, you see. Because it's dogs. It's bark. Anyway, not as long as Pauline's backside points to the ground, and I believe it does, but I haven't really looked. And I don't want to. In what seems an odd reminder, the interview wasn't about dogs. Questions were put to Joyce on why Pauline had to sit down with bother boy fascist Tommy Robinson. Dog shouting aside, Joyce's interview on the ABC flagship current affairs show left the impression of One Nation splitting into factions.
Aww.
A feud between the little bit racist faction.
Yeah.
They're a little bit racist.
A little bit.
And that just getting the truck pal was sorted all out at Villawood faction.
Yeah.
And who knows who will win. But
James Ashby.
Where Malcolm Roberts stands within the factions of One Nation can only be imagined. He is in the policy development business, listeners, which includes regulating Freemasonry, the defenestration of Davos, and an immediate ban of the azimuthal equidistant projection in the Jacaranda Atlas.
Good.
With an apology attached to all of the policy documents that simply reads, honestly, we didn't know the Rothschilds were Jewish.
But we did our research. We found out. We found out.
I just wanted to explain what an azimuthal equidistant projection is, listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Maps come in various types of projection, and there's the Mercator projection, there's Peter's projections, and there is, as we can see, the azimuthal equidistant projection. So when the United Nations got together post World War II, they had the problem of they needed to show the world all of the continents, all of the nations, but they couldn't do it in a way that would highlight one or the other. The Mercator projection would highlight, it's very Eurocentric, so it would put Europe right in the middle. The Peters projection is sort of more suitable. But anyway, They decided, those smart guys, those smart globalist guys in the United Nations, and you'll see that on their maps, that they take it from the South Pole. The South Pole is the centre of the globe, and that is unmanned. Well, this has no permanent population and so forth. So
it sounds like a Santa conspiracy.
But thus, they were able to avoid being Western-centric or US-centric, European-centric, and all that sort of stuff, and to use the azimuthal equidistant projection to do that, which Malcolm Roberts hates. Hates it.
It's communism.
Yeah, so that's what it's all about. He really hates that. Look, if Teeny Weeny's policy agenda sounds a little, how's your father? It's really nothing to worry about, because the senator sent it all these policies off in an email to party elders, so no one will ever hear of it again.
Good.
And
yes. Send it to Lee. Lee's listening.
This relates to Teeny Weeny's little Section 44 problems quite a few years ago now, where he claimed that he had been in correspondence with the Indian High Commission. Now, Roberts was born in Mumbai, which was, I think, then, I don't know, it would have been post-partition. But anyway, he was a British subject, and so he got Section 44 out of the Parliament.
Yes, he did.
But he complained that he had been in touch with with the Indian consulate, who had not responded. And they had this magnificent moment on Sky News where loudmouth clown, what's his name, that bearded clown?
Paul Murray?
Paul Murray.
Yeah.
Said he'd looked over the emails that Teeny Weeny had produced and just declared them absolutely spot on, fantastic, could not. What he hadn't done, Murray, was look at the email address that Teeny Weeny had cited, which was just like Indian Commission at Gov, trail off, fuck.
Well, the man's an idiot. So we've got to start with that.
And Roberts had tried to sort of sell this and had, in fact, sold it to Paul Murray to the point where Murray said, look, this guy has gone through hoops to have his Indian or British citizenship revoked.
Yes, Indian, yep.
And he's done enough. And he should stay in the Parliament. And, of course, no one from the Indian High Commission, or indeed anyone, had ever seen that email because he just made up the email address. Hey, this will be good.
God.
Let's just put a little smiley face at the end of it.
He's a fucking idiot. So basically, this was the whole idea of I did my best to do it.
So the Guardian reported on Teeny Weeny's strange documents that he wrote to then PM Julia Gillard.
Yes.
In the form of affidavits, where he tried to opt out of the carbon tax.
Yes, a classic subset move who, I don't contract to the carbon tax. I do not contract. So this is from The Guardian. In a letter to Gillard in 2011, Roberts rejected that he was bound by carbon tax legislation. And they go to quote him saying, I, Malcolm Ewan Roberts, the living soul, am not living in a free and equal society or should pay for it in some further spurious tax levied supposedly on carbon dioxide and believe that none exist.
Where's your jurisdiction?
Where is it? It's not under me, Malcolm Ewan. Later on the ABC Insiders program, Roberts explained that he had intended to point out some issues with the carbon tax, but, quote, didn't do my research adequately, so I stepped back into the conventional approach.
Oh, thank God for that. Yeah, what Roberts was using is what certain elements of the Sovsit movement in the United States call quantum grammar.
Yes, they do. The Sovsit language was created by a pseudo-legal theorist called David Wynn Miller. People will know that name.
Ooh, terrible human being.
Official full name of the practice is correct sentence structure communication pass syntax grammar.
That's what it's called. There is an acronym to shorten all of that, but we're not interested. We want the whole bit.
I like the idea of the acronym being like seizure. Because that's what it felt like when I was saying
Miller
that.
was a kind of Sovsit guru in a bad wig. He and he's got the worst wig you've ever seen in your life.
Oh, really?
He and quantum grammar's adherents believe that standard English grammar was intentionally modified by governments to enslave citizens and strip them of their rights. He claimed to have created a mathematically correct version of English that functions as a shield against court jurisdiction, of which there is none.
Of which there is none.
And adherents believe that if a legal document or indictment isn't written in this exact syntax, it holds no legal authority. And where's your jurisdiction?
Fully agree.
Perfectly simple. Chuck a few colons in. Perfectly simple. Chuck a few colons in a hyphen here and there, and the illegal government has no way of getting hold of you.
No,
this is what Tony Weeny obviously thought.
It is.
If I put a colon after my middle name, the illegal government just couldn't possibly know where I am.
No. This is how you get around the system. And there are expensive courses that can teach you how to do this. It's really, really useful.
Now, when asked about this, he did deny, Tony Weeny did deny being a Sovsit. I'm not a Sovsit now, nor have I ever been one. He just got his research wrong,
Just got his research wrong.
Does his own, as we all know.
Just got his research wrong.
All his own work.
It's not all sunshine and dandy for Mr. Roberts, the tiny senator who really should have been a horse jockey. Rob Harris has been doing God's work on Teeny Weeny over at Nine Papers. The Senator Teeny Weeny's social media post 2 years ago, where he described a piece of street art in the UK, Freedom for Humanity, which depicts a group of businessmen and bankers with exaggerated Semitic features, you know what I'm talking about there, gathered around a Monopoly-style board counting money. He said this was, quote, the most powerful pic I've ever seen. So powerful. He's not a big man of the arts, I suppose. In the background is a pyramid with an eyeball in it, so that's a link. Yeah, this is the Illuminati conspiracy theory.
Yep.
To one side of the painting, a man holds up a placard that says, "The New World Order is the enemy of humanity."
That would have been a bit that just absolutely just locked Teeny Weeny's eyes just locked onto.
Bro.
And that's why he reckons it was the most powerful pick I've ever seen. I honestly think he would have probably had an erection there and then.
Oh, yeah. He'd be charging a strong stiff.
Leading to low blood pressure and possible collapse on the middle of the road, Barnaby Joyce style.
I've got a chub just thinking about it. Yeah, it's great.
Look, the Australian has also gone hard when they reported that Roberts had also promoted the work of Holocaust denier Eustace Mullins. He's a lovely piece of work too. In a 2013 essay written by Roberts attacking international bankers, Roberts recommended The Secrets of the Federal Reserve as a reasonable introduction. Roberts has previously said he did not know Mullins. I had no idea. I had no idea he was an anti-Semite.
No idea.
No.
And
Mullins
I'm disappointed to find out.
Was a white supremacist. I mean, he was sort of, if he wasn't in the Klan, he should have been.
Yeah.
Vicious anti-Semite, as I say. He really got the ball rolling on, this whole business of cabals of Jewish bankers who control the planet.
Okay.
And that major text is The Secrets of the Federal Reserve, which is kind of like a Sovsit. I don't know. It'd be in the Sovsit libraries under reference.
Sovsit, buddy. What was the Zion book? The one that Ford pushed?
Yeah. Something of Zion. And, of course,
the Elders of Zion.
There'll be the Quantum Grammars, the Quantum Grammar Dictionary Guide as well, I reckon, there is in their little reference files. But, Teeny Weeny has denied he is an anti-Semite. I had no idea.
Good.
I really had no idea. He just got that research a little bit wrong again.
Again. Yeah.
He does all of his own research, which usually starts at America's Funniest Alien Autopsy Goofs on YouTube, and can swing wildly from there. Could go anywhere from there. The
Yes.
algorithm will decide. But when you're someone with teeny Weeny's vast brain, it could go anywhere. The algorithm could go anywhere.
This is true, but we're going to give credit where credit's due because listeners will know, if they've been paying attention, that Tinny Winnie has had some fine moments in his past, and one of them was that he stood up to one of Australia's most ardently held cook conspiracies known as the 28.
Yes.
Of course, you'll all know this, we're going to say it anyway. The 28 is a reference to a speech in the Senate made by Liberal Bill Heffernan in 2015, who claimed under parliamentary privilege, which means he can't be sued for defamation, of course, that he had a list of 28 prominent Australians who were pedophiles, one of which was apparently Richie Benaud, and I will fucking fight you. I will fight you.
Leave our heroes alone, you fucking sickos.
I will fight you.
Yeah, the senator took the decision to make his own YouTube videos trying to convince cookers that their conspiracy simply was not true. Even featuring an interview with a retired parliamentary official, I think he was a retired clerk of the Senate.
Yeah.
Who tore the threadbare and truly awful conspiracy to pieces. But cookers being cookers,
they didn't
just
like
weren't
it.
having a bar of it.
No.
Logic, facts, evidence, what? They'd spent hours making their angry signs with the little glitter. You know, they had to go to the newsagent, get that glitter.
Got T-shirts, got everything.
And they believed in the 28 as if it was the gospel according to David Icke.
Mm-hmm.
David Icke calls himself David Icke, Joel, when it's Ick. I know a number of Icks, I-C-K-E, but he insists on calling himself David Icke because I guess he's not big on being mocked.
Yeah, and he is kind of ick.
It's a funny one. There's a lot of people in Central Victoria. A number of North Melbourne footballers. Laurie Ick was in the 50s, and he had a son who was a very good player, who was an Ick. I just can't think of his first name, but there's a number of North Melbourne players, and they were sort of Albury Wodonga boys. Alas, Malcolm Roberts discovered that leading that particular horse to water was only slightly less troubling than watching it die of dehydration.
Or shot from a helicopter, of course.
In signs of if you can't lick 'em, join 'em, the One Nation senator wants to shutter the Therapeutic Goods Administration. Shut that down.
Yeah.
Not doing anything, wasting people's time.
No good.
And money.
Yes. Goes without saying.
Perhaps just get Dave Hughes in just to do the big Elon Musk job.
Well, he's very healthy. He's a very healthy man. So we should basically, whatever he's doing, we should all do it. Whatever is making his face scab like that, we should all adhere to that.
That man,
program.
Dave Hughes, I've never seen a man more in need of taxpayer-funded lip balm in my life.
Oh, no.
Man, those are big fucking scabs on your face there, brother.
He's not doing well.
It's not good to look at.
He's got so much money.
Just pop out of the road, will you? Didn't have to do this when you were just on the radio, you fuckhead.
He doesn't have to
now we got to
like
look at
this.
you.
It's so sad.
Anyway, Sicily's loss is our gain. Paula is back, and normal One Nation service will resume. She had a lovely speech today about domestic violence.
Yes, it's two-way street. Broads need to stop being so lippy.
Yeah, and look, don't put up with it.
Yeah, just leave. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I forget how many hundreds of murders we've had this year of women in domestic violence situations. So when you've been murdered, don't put up with that.
Yeah, exactly. It's a terrible thing. You should never put up with being murdered.
Never put up with being murdered.
No. And the threat of being murdered, you should never take seriously because, don't worry, he's not going to do it. As if anyone does that, right? Fucking
But the question is, Joe, and this is not even asked by anyone in the lamestream media, including myself, what did Barnaby's dog know, and why was it silenced?
It's pretty obvious. The dog was there going, "You're pissed. You're pissed. Get off the ABC. Get off the ABC. You're drunk as fuck. You should not be having an interview right now. She's going to eat you alive. I'm trying to help you here. Seriously, get off the TV right now."
Well, I think it's possibly a sign of a globalist kibble, not a Kabbalah kibble with the dog. Anyway,
that's dog food.
Maybe even a larger question is: will Barnaby end up in the political doghouse?
Probably.
Sorry. That's enough puns. That's enough punning for today.
Let's face it. Barnaby gave up a fucking plum job in a safe seat to go and work with a bunch of fuckwits who are only eventually just going to say, "Sorry, Barnaby, it's not your turn. Lee's getting the seat."
Well, the background to this is that under Littleproud, he was told, you're not going to be in the ministry. You will not have a cabinet position. You will not have a shadow ministry.
So, Littleproud was a fucking moment in time.
And he went, what do you mean? I need that money. And that's when he decided to jump. And you get to look when you get to look at his face now and then and go, he must have doubts. He's got
to have regrets. I've got a few.
He's got regrets. He's got regrets.
Yes, he has got regrets. That is a very nice niche internet joke, and I like it.
I'm a staunch patriot. I love our country. I love our freedoms. I love that in Australia you can be anything that you want to be. There is nothing and no one stopping you from achieving your hopes, your aspirations, and your dreams.
There has been a massive influx of fuckwits and chick hunts going into the great city of London for their piss-poor attempt at franchising the US-based CPAC conference. Fuck, Conservatives love a conference. They love a conference. They're just fucking all about it. Like, we have the Marxism conference at fucking Town Hall every year, which we're constantly reminded by wheat-paste posters all over universities. And I don't know, 12 people go? But no one really gives a shit on the left. But fucking Conservatives love a conference. So that closely follows the ARC conference, which is the Alliance for Responsible Citizenship, which is something I really want to do an episode on because it is so dark.
Probably
and
should.
It's so fucked. I wanted to do it like a couple of years ago when it started, but it is what it is. It is funded by almost billionaire but very rich person, Sir Paul Marshall, who has lots of money and not a lot of sense. He funds it alongside Legatum Holdings, which I believe he's intimately involved with, an investment firm that has a stake in right-wing noise factory GB News. Hello. It's based in Dubai, and it keeps fairly quiet about where the money comes from. I'm sure it's not Russia.
Not yet.
No.
Not Russia.
No. And I'm saying that because I don't like being pushed out of windows. So please take note.
Fenestrated.
Our Russian friends, I did not imply that you're involved in any of this.
We love our Russian friends. Well, we don't really, but we try to avoid being racist.
You don't have Russian friends. You're on a fucking list. I don't have any Russian.
I'm not allowed to have Russian friends.
No, you're not allowed. You are on the naughty list where Russians who are friends with you get pushed out of windows.
Yeah, look, I can't wait for Putin to be assassinated so I can return to the motherland.
You can finally go and have authentic borscht.
Drink cold purple soup. Why not?
Borscht is good shit, actually. I was introduced by Bob Ellis, and it's delicious.
The Poles have got better cuisine than the Russians.
Fucking whatever. I can have a borscht, and then I can have a pierogi. They're not mutually exclusive. Anyway, so Babbitt, who is an idiot.
Depends on which restaurant you go to. Surely, Joe, if you go to a Russian restaurant, you're not going to get pierogi.
There's more meals in the year than one. Anyway. So Babbitt, who is an idiot, is always swallowing the latest thing, and he's been told to believe this by the people he follows on Twitter now. So for some time, this belief is that London has fallen. London has fallen and fallen to the ethnics.
Oh my God.
The worst kind
Nazis
of fall.
again? Was it?
No, just ethnics.
He posted this anyway, folks. I am in the UK right now, it has fallen. Full stop, you fuckhead. Ignore the legacy media, again. I have seen it with my own eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all we need. That's the only proof we need. Has the Babs seen it with his own eyes? A once mighty empire is fading and fast. The barbarians are no longer at the gates. They are inside, raping and pillaging, while the Western men of the nation stand by and do nothing. God damn, they're sick hearts.
They're pussies.
He didn't say that. That was an editorial.
That was it, yes.
I've never witnessed such a cucked and demoralised populace in my life. Australia is not far behind. Open your eyes, find your courage, speak before it is too late. He said, well, he's hanging around a pair of shorts looking like he's having a lovely time. Yeah,
it's quite pathetic. So, look, I just want to say it wasn't all that bad. He took in some sights, He's a man of God. So it goes without saying he, did some tours in some classic churches. He did post a lovely photo of St. Paul's Cathedral with the caption.
Well, the fucking Protestants. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Even though the Church of England has literally become fake and gay, this cathedral is nice. The worst thing about it is gay is compulsory within the Anglican Church.
Yes.
Every Tuesday, round at the Archbishop's place.
Sorry, mate. This is just the way it goes there. This is why you like the Catholics.
Bend over, mate. You'll feel better. You'll feel better when it's done.
Yeah. So it's not all fun and games because, you see, the issue here is that Babbitt is fundamentally incapable of feeling joy. This is
that
mostly
is a bit of a problem.
It's mostly from the internet. He reminds us that things are terrible over there with this one.
Have been for centuries.
Well, have been for months, according to him.
Since at least the Black Plague.
Well,
spending
I think that's what he calls
time
migrants.
in London made me sad. That is that's Babs. Babs is sad.
He is
Spending
sad.
time in London. How far a once mighty civilization has fallen. My God. Undone by females and low testosterone men.
That's fucking
That'd be
pathetic.
Boris Johnson, presumably.
But look, how fucked does your brain need to be for this to be the takeaway? You've gone to London.
Go to
You're there with your brother,
It's a ripping joint.
your best/only friend. You apparently flew first class on Emirates.
Wow, that's not cheap.
We posed under a sign that said Emirates first, which might be like him just like finding a sign that says that and posing under it and then being like, look at me.
Oh, look, he almost if he actually did fly first, he would have been. You would have seen photos of him in the lounge, in the airport lounges.
Well, that's the thing that confounded me with this as well, because he gets chairman's lounge by default as a Qantas.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
As a senator. So like, why would you just not do that? But I don't know. He must have got a deal in Emirates or something. There is a decent chance that he just took a photo underneath a glowing sign. I don't know.
Quite likely.
I just don't know. But look, you went to London recently on a rare trip overseas. You don't dust up the passport too much. So like, once you got past the absolute fucking torture of a pint price these days, how'd you go? Like, did you walk around and think this place was good, but it has been undone by females and low testosterone men?
That's the first thing I thought of, actually. Yeah,
It did?
and possibly low testosterone females.
They're the worst.
Could have been a problem. Could be a problem there. I find London to be one of the most successful multicultural experiments. That's what I thought. I mean, there are people from all over the world, just as Great Britain ruled the world. Yeah, with pink bits on the map, so to speak, stretching from one corner of the globe to the other. And the other thing that struck me about walking around, certainly around the government district, around Westminster and Piccadilly and places like that, everything you see, all of these astonishing monuments, lions, plinths, all this sort of stuff. You know what it is? It's Indian money. It's been ripped off, brought over. It's not Australian money, not enough. Yeah, but money that's just about been stripped bare from India over the last 300 or 400 years.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of that.
But it is a wildly successful place. There are two Englands, just as there are two Australias, as we pointed out before. There is London and everywhere else, basically. And London is, it's a place where progressive politics kind of rules, and everyone seems to get on. Yes, there's a few phones getting lifted and stuff like that. A few people being stabbed every now and then. There's always got to be a bit of tension. It's a city of 8-10 million people. I actually love London. I could live there in a heartbeat.
Not the weather.
But that's because I'm a low testosterone man, Joe.
That is the reason why. The weather is no good for me. But there's only about 6 weeks
when
of
it gets
joy
hot
in that
there,
place.
and we're talking like 26, 28. It's just about unbearable if you're not.
People
if you don't have air
die,
conditioning.
and it's like 30 degrees. It's great. So yes. Anyway, I thought that maybe you might have been able to relate, and only partially, which is interesting, of course. So look, this is the thing though. So he's been tapping into British culture in the best way he knows how, which is basically through Twitter. He's been retweeting English culture war nonsense, and that's how he can really get into it. And one of the accounts he's been really getting into is Ollie London.
Oh,
now,
tell me more.
Ollie London, I just have to go down this little rabbit hole because the idea that Ralph Babbitt is retweeting this guy really unlocked one of those moments for me where I just thought, you are so fucking stupid. I actually can't believe it. Ollie London is absolute proof. The far right are so stupid and easily captured. Anyone who says what they agree with will just nod like a fucking robot. While Babbitt will rant about everyone with gender dysphoria is some kind of retard, He's being influenced by a transracial guy who underwent extensive surgery to look more like Jimin. Now, I don't know who Jimin is. We do now. It's a member of the K-pop boy band BTS.
Again,
this is Ollie London.
Again, I'm drawing a blank, but please go on.
Here we go. Korean boy band. That's all you need to know.
I know. So this was a white bloke who turned himself into a Korean?
This is an English guy.
The reverse Michael Jackson?
He looks really fucking weird. He's obsessed with being Korean. He lived there for a bit teaching English. He was obviously learning the language there. He has an obsessive compulsive thing around learning Korean. One of the planned surgeries he apparently had was to reduce the size of his penis, believing he cannot be Korean without a small penis.
Yeah.
I reckon there's some Koreans with pretty decent cocks. But that's just something.
They don't feature well on the global charts on this.
That's an average. There's outliers. Ollie, you can be an outlier.
Of course there are.
You can slink your hog as a Korean. It's fine.
If you're really going to want to feel Korean, you're going to have to get a couple of inches taken off.
Well, that was his theory, and he had 32 surgeries.
32
one of which
surgeries.
may have been his cock. I don't know.
Yeah, we're not quite sure.
Now, to compound that fucking nonsense, London came out as non-binary in 2021, which is fine. I don't care. And use the they, them pronouns. That is okay. I have no problem with that. Ralph Babbitt does. In mid-2022, he came out to transition into a woman, getting more plastic surgery to look like another K-pop star named Rosé, who is a female. Fine.
Well, he won't be needing that penis then, will he?
Well, that surgery did come out. But, of course, now he detransitioned, turns on the trans movement, makes a whole fucking song and dance about it for attention, of course, and publishes a book called Gender Madness. This fucking guy. Just all he needs is attention. The pathological desire for validation is pathetic. So then London tries to hitch his wagon onto the Black Lives Matter movement just to try and, be like a thing. And no one cared. So then he turns to the right, goes through this whole culture war bullshit thing. And Ralph Babbitt tweets him uncritically, nods along to his content like a fucking moron because he agrees with the message.
That guy with no penis, I like the cut of his tube.
I know! And this is the thing that fucking drives me nuts. Like, between retweets from Ollie London, he's saying despicable things about Elliot Page, who is just someone who is changing gender, not transracial, not completely insane like Ollie London. But the thing with Elliot Page is that Elliot Page doesn't say things that Babbitt wants to hear.
Yeah.
Babbitt's told to not like Elliot Page because he's the bad guy for some fucking dumb reason, you NPC thoughtless fuck. And the worst part about Elliot Page is that he relies on talent to succeed instead of just provoking bigotry for click money, which is what God really intended for us all. That's right. As God's children. Fucking embarrassing. So Babbitt went to CPAC, but sadly he wasn't a speaker. Bridget McKenzie got a spot. I'm guessing she probably promised the organisers a soccer field somewhere in the vicinity. Maybe some extra change.
What do you mean
rooms.
You want women's toilets?
Yeah, God forbid. Pauline Hanson famously spoke to an empty room, which was fucking embarrassing.
Well, I did see the clip, and there was some fairly rough editing on that showed a lot. Look, it wasn't a big crowd.
All of the CPAC crowds were small. Everyone's watching from home, to be fair. But at the same time, I'm not saying no one's watching, but it is very funny when you book out a ballroom and no one turns up. Like when Jamie McIntyre was like, we had to downgrade because the Israelis. And you go to the fucking Mermaid Waters Gold Coast fucking pub and it's like, no one's there. Oh, that's why you had to downgrade venue.
Yeah, it did look a bit sad. I would estimate the crowd at maybe 40.
That's not good. That's not good.
It's not great.
It's not great. So Sarah Henderson was on the list.
She was, yeah. Sarah's my favourite politician in terms of pointing out. She's, of course, a Liberal senator.
She's the worst. How do you like her?
In terms of pointing out the fact that, the Liberals should be going through a process of renewal. Now, in the 2019 federal election, which Scott Morrison won, which is a bit of a surprise to us all, including Scott Morrison,
it was still president,
and beat Bill Shorten. Labor only won one seat, and that was the seat of Corangamite, where Sarah Henderson was turfed out. 6 months later,
Oh, my God.
After some factional deal, Sarah Henderson, having been rejected by the people of Corangamite,
Amazing.
turns up
didn't know this.
on a factional deal within the Victorian Liberal Party as a senator filling a casual vacancy.
What has she done? She's the worst.
She was elected, I think, in 2020. Might have been just last year, actually. She was re-elected. But, yes, it's like, why?
That is
Why
wild
wouldn't you
shit.
put someone new in here? To be honest, she was facing off against Sophie Mirabella's husband,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
who's considered a bit, shall we
Bit
say,
establishment.
how's your father, right-wing-wise? No,
Yeah.
quite conservative, a traditional conservative, I would describe. He's got a military background.
Because how's your father? We did refer to Teeny Weeny earlier, which is separate.
A little bit different. Yeah,
This guy's not a cooker. Yeah, he's just
anyway, that's Sarah Henderson.
Thatcherite type.
She's been told by the people to pack her bags. So, you know what? I'm not listening.
Yeah. Well, CPAC is listening. I mean, the 30 people that turned up were listening. Yes.
There wouldn't have been a big crowd at Sarah's.
Who would give a shit? But yes, the moral of the story here, I did like that segue because I didn't know any of that. That's really interesting.
Oh,
My apologies.
dear, oh dear.
Brought to you by CBCO. CRP10 at checkout. So Babbitt, no, he's not speaking. And it's not like the speakers, this was short exclusive. I mean, like Sarah Henderson being a pretty good example of that. But like, if you look down, there's like hordes of nobodies on the speaker list.
Yeah.
There's like 100 people and like 30 of them are recognizable. But Babbitt still didn't make the cut. Sorry, mate. You're not interesting. But as Lucy Hamilton mentioned on Yena Passaran, Babbitt will not be not only a speaker at the Christopher Dawson Centre for Cultural Studies 2026 colloquium. Christopher Dawson being,
Christopher Dawson?
That's the name of his warship, and that really threw me off.
It did, yeah. It's just thrown me off, but it can't.
But it's
be
not
warship.
our friend Christopher Dawson, who does own a castle, by the way. Very strange.
Yes, he does own a castle in Yorkshire.
Yes, a Best Western castle. That's a whole other story. But the Christopher Dawson Centre for Cultural Studies 2026 colloquium, which is a fancy word for a yearly academic conference type thing, he's the fucking keynote speaker.
Wow.
Yeah,
when you
mate.
said he's not only speaking, I thought it was going to be he's dancing as well. He's going to do a little cabaret.
He's being crucified in a square. He's the keynote speaker.
He'll be crucified on a Facebook Live.
Wouldn't that be great? He'd lose some weight. He needs to. The topic is politics needs Christ.
Yeah.
And who better to represent that concept than the truly biblical Zippy Babbitt?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember in the New Testament, it said, Jesus, women should not vote, and Andrew Tate is innocent. So, yeah, he knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah. Look, his spirituality will shine through, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
He posted the event. This is where he'll be speaking as keynote speaker and possibly doing a little light cabaret. Afterwards. There will be a cost for standing up. If you defend the right to life of children, you will be mocked.
His writing style sucks. I'm sorry.
Know, it's terrible. If you defend biological reality and traditional marriage, you will be branded a bigot. If you defend religious freedom, you will be called intolerant. Let them call you whatever names they want. How about cunt? How about cunt there?
He's the fucking worst.
Zipster, or can we call you a cunt?
He's such a shit person.
Anyway, he goes on to say, history, he seems to have shrugged that off.
History
does not remember crowd-pleasing cowards who went along with consensus to protect their careers. There, that's right, yeah? You go looking in a history book and go through the back, and go through the index and looking for crowd-pleasing cowards. You won't find any there.
You will find none.
History remembers men who stood firm, just like the Zipster, locked eyes with tyranny, and refused to bow. Well, he can't really bow. He's a rather large human being. But anyway, it's metaphorical bowing.
It is, yeah.
The early Christians did not transform the Roman Empire by seeking comfort. The early Christians did not transform the Roman Empire, full stop, I think you'll find. But anyway, by seeking comfort, chasing popularity, or begging for approval. They transformed it a little bit later, but anyway, because they stood before the power of Caesar. Well, he really has got his chronology fucked up. And refused to bend the knee. They knew no earthly politician has the final word over the human soul, only God does. He really is a very, very spiritual man.
He's nailing it. And $15, that could have been yours.
Tickets, $15.
$15. It's free for students. I'm a student.
Where is it?
The Christopher Dawson Fuck Off Centre. I think it's in
Oh,
Melbourne.
where is the Christopher Dawson Centre? Yeah,
Yeah, it's somewhere in
we'll
Melbourne.
find
or some
out.
shit.
We'll find
Yeah.
out. Let
It's
you
one of
know,
those-
folks. We might turn up there and just go hard. I mean, I'm really looking forward to, get in front of the piano and all that, doing a few songs as well.
I think it may have already happened, but I'm definitely not going to it
what a
unless
shame.
someone pays me a lot of money.
Yeah.
So look, it will surprise nobody that a senator who thinks that women shouldn't vote and that London has been ruined by them will be fond of Andrew Tate, who also thinks that, I guess, London was probably ruled by women through their existence or whatever. We have reported in the past on Babbitt's sort of desperate attempts to get Andy Tate's attention in the past, failing to get much more than a retweet or a pat in the back, just trying to really get his attention. Hey, Andrew, you're the boss. You're the top G. Okay.
Where'd you get that purple shirt from, mate? I like that purple shirt.
He wouldn't fit into that though. I'm
He's
sorry,
not
but
going to fit.
they're
He's
very
not going to
different
fit
shapes.
in the slimline 3/4 pants either, is he? The Zipster.
He doesn't shop in the slim. Yeah, it's not where he's at. So he's gone to bat for the Tates, but not only
Good on
that,
him.
but he posted this as a quote tweet from Russell Brand, of
another
all
rapist.
people.
Oh,
Yeah,
allegedly.
no, the alleged wedgie
yeah.
rapist.
Sorry, yes.
Thank you.
How does this end for the Tates?
That's what Russell Brand said on the tweet. Now, the great thing about this tweet is that it was on a Polymarket link, which I had to get a VPN to view. The market is whether Andrew Tate will be released from custody by July 31st or December 31st, with 3% and 31% odds, respectively. So it's looking grim on the markets, the crypto markets.
The extradition treaty is going to be very, very difficult for the Americans to get around. Ultimately, it could come down to White House intervention, but it'd be a big,
I don't know about that.
Be a big, bold move from even a Trumpster. Because, among the new charges, including the dissemination of CSAM, child sexual abuse material, and further counts of rape. I got to say, when I look at Tristan Tate, and I saw this at the arrest, and I saw some courtroom drawings with the extradition hearing getting underway in Florida, and Tristan has got this look on his face, and like, I'm going down for fucking 40 years. If they're convicted on these. Both of them are convicted on these matters. They are looking at 40 years in jail.
Yeah, I hope so.
And Russell Brandy Wendy is probably looking at 25.
Good.
So but Tristan sort of seems to know this, and while Andrew's
he looks
still
scared,
got all this bravado, he's starting to look a little bit worried. He could be the one to break him, Joel. They just bring him in there, plea bargain the fuck out of him, and he'll just turn on his brother.
I would see that in days.
And Ralph Babbitt. And just turn on Ralph as well.
Turn on Ralph. He's the one who sold us the shorts. They were so small. I couldn't help it. So this is what Babbitt actually said of the Tate brothers.
It is clear to me and the ancient Romans that both men are innocent. They are behind bars tonight because they told the truth. It's got really not a lot to do with it about the political establishment and the powerful interests pulling the strings from the shadows. What?
Yeah.
They threatened the false reality system. They've threatened the false reality the system has constructed for the average man. So those who truly wield power are making an example of the Tate brothers. Yeah. Anyway, they did do this They do this to every powerful, outspoken man who challenges them. Think Trump. Think what they did to you.
Okay. Are you drunk?
Yeah, that's pretty bad, isn't it? Is he actually just channeling Donald Trump all the time now?
He's an idiot. Like, what did they do to me? Like, what? Okay, anyway.
These charges are politically motivated, particularly the child sexual exploitation material. The objective is not justice. God, it is to destroy the name Tate, like the Tate exhibition jail, Tate Gallery. No more of that. And to send a message: do not to challenge the power behind the throne.
Yeah.
Well done, Zip.
Yeah, a couple of
You
beers on that
are
one.
riding at a fucking grade 4 level, you fucking moron.
He really is a fucking idiot. Everything about that is incredibly stupid. Let's face it. The irony of this is, of course, that the Tate brothers do nothing but push the agenda of fossil fuel billionaires.
They don't push an agenda.
The Epstein class. They are doing exactly what the elites are spending billions of dollars perpetuating. I don't necessarily suggest there's a direct connection, but I don't know. There is absolutely nobody in power trembling at the insights of Andrew Tate or his commentary. He's just pissing out of his mouth about the government's trying to keep you down with pesky things like laws against rape. This plays exactly into the hands of the establishment, who are very much trying to minimize situations like this. He's not a danger to the establishment. He is the fucking establishment at this point. He's not a threat to anything. Like, just imagine the idea of the UN being like, oh no, Andrew Tate's exposed us.
That's
Fuck
right.
off.
That's right.
I'm just embarrassed by the concept of that. Anyway.
It's just unbelievable. I mean, and attributing more than just, appalling pathological misogyny to these two clowns, these two brothers.
They're rapists.
It's just bizarre to anybody who looks at it, and to come out swinging on guys who've been charged with, among other things, rape, sex slavery, sex trafficking,
which they
child
brag about on social media,
material dissemination of. These guys,
it's insane.
You don't back them up. I mean, I know these are strange days, but at what point do we say here's one of our senators who's backing up an alleged rapist or alleged rapists?
There's no mechanism for it. The Constitution didn't expect Twitter to exist. I mean, it's just not fucking catered for. The reality of the situation here is that not only are the Tate brothers bragging about the crimes they've done, which is not going to help work well for them in court, but also the idea that this senator would be standing up for these people who have unashamedly espoused these ideas is insane. He's sitting there saying they're innocent. What he doesn't mean they're innocent of the crimes. He means the crimes shouldn't exist. That's what he really means.
That's what he really means.
This idea of the fucking, the shadows, blah, blah, blah. It's all just a complete smokescreen. I don't necessarily say that Babbitt is guilty of anything nasty. I don't think he's necessarily capable of it because I think he's more or less incompetent. But people like Russell Brand, people like Andrew Tate, they give people like this some kind of weird empowerment, and it's disgusting. You are strong, you are invincible, you are above the law, and everyone that's trying to hold you back is somehow corrupt. This man's a fucking idiot, and I cannot wait for him to leave our lexicon. And until then, we need to shine light in the fuck up.
The great moment for me was shot a couple of weeks ago. It might have been a little bit older than that, and it's since been revived. It's Andrew Tate saying, I'm here, I'm in Miami, come and get me.
Yeah, come and get me, yeah.
Oh, here you are. Oh, thanks.
Good, thanks.
I'll be with you in a minute. I just popped the purple shirt on and the three-quarter pants.
It's the pizza box all over again.
Yeah, and Tristan's starting to go, hey, these guys have got guns and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not with him. Who's that guy? I don't even know him.
He's off to prison again. Interesting. I don't know enough about extradition proceedings to know if they would receive bail. It would seem highly unlikely that they would be returned from or removed from custody.
Well, that's what Polymarket says. They're not going to be returned from custody.
Yeah. I just don't know how extradition proceedings work, but there's been a treaty in place between the UK and the US for many, many moons, and it would take a big, tough federal court justice to knock that over. So
that's right.
I think they're going back to the UK. They might even spend a little time in a cell near Russell Brand, his matters are up in about 3 months' time.
Couldn't happen to a nicer fellas.
Indeed. And you have been listening to the Conditional Release program with your host, Jack the Insider and Joel Hill. Thanks for joining us, folks.
Thank you very much.
I just want to remind you a little bit while I'm interrupting Joel, and I'll let you go in a minute, Joel. But
I've got to piss terribly.
We do have a patron to keep this all rolling, and if you want to be part of it, contribute in a very small way for as little as $5 a month. You can support us through www.patreon.com/the Conditional Release Program. and there you'll find all sorts of stuff. You'll have access to behind the wall content and behind the paywall content and all sorts of stuff. So please do chuck a $5 in a month for us, and we will love you to bits afterwards.
Please do.
Well,
and in the
in a
meantime,
metaphorical way.
I'm getting out of here because I got to piss. So thank you
See
very
ya.
much.
See
you
you,
guys. Bye.
I don't think I ever want to talk to any of those people.
Fuck me, you guys are bastards!